Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
Can you hear me pretty good?
Pardon?
Can you hear me pretty good?
I'm hard of hearing.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, good. Hi, Mr. Hunt, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for the honor and allowing me to be able to interview you today. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
My name is Quanda Graves, and I'm with California Crusader newspaper. And so I'm just ready to get started. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, the reason, first of all, I wanted to do this interview is because I acquired one of your pieces a long time ago at an old position that I had. And
Oh, my.
yeah, so I'm gonna take off the blur off of my my video to show you that this was the piece.
Oh, my. Yeah, yes. Okay. Well, how about that? Yeah. My
Yeah.
poem.
And so
Yeah.
I didn't know. I saw the name. I thought this was an exquisite piece, and I did some research, and I became very excited. And I was like, I want to interview him. I wonder if he'll allow me to interview him. So I'm here.
Okay.
So what I wanted to know was, what was your inspiration behind landscape variation?
Well, the thing is, I was commissioned to do that by Playboy magazine.
Yes, that's where I got it from. That's where I worked.
Okay, yeah, and so their headquarters was here in Chicago, and I mean, apart from just publishing the magazine, they had a number of things by artists and designers, that they could sell and that be somewhere, Playboy logo or whatever. And but anyway, and as a matter of fact, they had quite an art collection while they were here in Chicago. It's been dispersed and whatnot. I have to say I don't follow whatever else happened when they left Chicago. But like I say, I did that puzzle, and some other artist friends did other things. They made some jewelry, different things. But anyway, yeah.
Wow, did you make more than a couple of pieces of a landscape variation?
Oh yeah. So I don't know how you got out of the but they had they advertised the pieces in the magazine, and all, and so I can't remember now how many we made, but a couple hundred. And so anyway, yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. They used to have, when they moved out here to Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, they would have inventory kind of giveaway. And so you could come in and kind of take certain
Uh,
things that you wanted. And I kept passing by this box that was closed, but it said landscape variation. And I was like, that's interesting. So I opened it and I'm like, I'm taking it.
well, how about that?
Right.
Okay.
And at the time, I had still was always a contributing writer to California Crusader newspaper, and they allow me creative direction to do whatever I want and interview who I choose that I find interesting. And so when I told
Okay.
them about you, I said, this is what I want to do. So I was just very excited to see your extensive background, and you are amazing. So I'm going to go to the next question.
All
So
right.
you have pieces that are beautifully elaborate. They're like poetry in motion, exotic, eccentric, they're bold. I mean, I could go on, but pieces like Sea Change in 2014, Scholars Rock or Stone of Hope or Love of Bronze in 2021, the 1935 Nile Journey, and the last one I'll bring up is Freeform in 1991. Like, do you have any of your favorite pieces?
Well, you know, it's like somebody in a family, you know, you're not going to say, well, you know, that's my favorite son over there, you know, and that's my sweetest daughter or whatever. No, well, I mean, there are pieces that, you know, that are you know, meaning, well, sculptures that I've done. Okay, so there's sculptures that are, well, what you might call private. You know, a small sculpture somebody buy and put it on their coffee table. Then there's another sculpture, you know, that's on the wall of a building or hangs from a ceiling or, you know, whatever, or is in a park, uh, and uh, and so. Uh, there's a lot of variation and there's a lot of thinking about what's appropriate for you know, for a given sculpture, and you know, say during the last few years I've spent more time working on larger scale things that are
Yeah.
in the public eye, and well, and so there's more of that than just you know, pieces that are you're just inspired to you know, to be, well, to be in a home on a coffee table, at the
So
front door.
life life inspires you. Just
Well, true enough, yeah,
mm.
yeah.
How did you have like an extensive background? So how, I mean, you started way back when. Can you tell me, like, how did you know that this is what you wanted to do? Like, how did it even come about?
Well, it emerged. That is to say, from the time I was a kid, you know, I like to draw and stuff like that. You know, as I was doing. Then going to school, you know, that you would have, you know, a little art, a little music, you know, in the grammar school and then the high school, and then there were some courses in the high school, kind of additional to just the introductory art courses. And growing up in Chicago, another thing that I started to do, since I liked, at the time it was more two-dimensional work, you know, drawing, painting, but then I went to the School of the Art Institute, where they had what they call the junior school, and on Saturdays, or then during the week, during summertime when you're out of school, I would take these classes. And so I took sculpture class, you know, after taking drawing, painting class. And I found I liked sculpture, maybe more than I like drawing or painting. So I concentrated a little on that, and I had some very good teachers and good support for the three-dimensional work.
Mhm.
And one thing led to another. Then when I graduated from high school, I got a scholarship to go to the Art Institute, and in the college there. And well, one thing just led to another, and I found myself making sculpture.
And kind of fell in
You
love.
know, as a priority to either drawing, printmaking, or painting. And I did some of that,
Mhm.
but sculpture took over.
Yeah, you weren't limited, but you fell in love with sculpture, huh?
Right.
Nice. So moving on, I wanted to know how you felt about the commission of Bookbird for Barack Obama Presidential Center, and how did you feel knowing that him and Michelle were very big admirers of yours?
Well, of course, that was very meaningful. I mean, I voted for him for president,
Me
and
too.
no, I mean, and of course, well, and one of well, I mean that the idea of being able to uh, do sculptures that enhance the library, the Obama Library, is a real privilege. And interesting coincidence that as I got talking to the former first lady, there's this neighborhood in Chicago where, going way back to the Great Migration, a lot of African Americans
Hmm.
moved, Woodlawn. And so it turns out, we get to talking, and her family lived down the street from my family, and then went to the same AME church, and all that. So anyway, it's just very interesting then to be coming back to the old neighborhood, and now they're building this library, and I'll have a piece out in front of it,
Full
and
circle.
celebrating, the Obamas. Yeah.
Nice. That comes full circle. Kind of like I got this. I think I acquired this piece back in like I think 2012. So now here we are,
Okay.
22, and full.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw that you have awards that's stemming from like 1956 to even this year, like the 2022 Legends and Legacy Award from the Art Institute of Chicago. So I have a couple of questions in regard to this. One, I want to know if they mean anything to you, like they did when you were younger. Do you have a favorite one? Did these ever solidify you being a great artist, or do they just come with the territory?
Well, I like the last thing you said, coming with the territory. I mean, yeah. Well, it's it certainly means something, as time goes by, that I got, this award or that award, and there's an aggregate of
Recognized.
those things that let you feel, well, I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Other people, may make a point of saying, oh, this guy made some nice sculpture, and so anyway, I, I'm just pleased that I've been able to have a pretty long career now, and that there's still a lot of opportunities in the present and going forward.
Wonderful, wonderful. How did you know that you were a great artist, or do you even see it that way?
No, I would not. I would not.
Label.
You see somebody on the street and say, "Hey, I'm a great artist." No. I mean, it's. Other people have to say that. I mean, that is to say, yeah, I mean, you make, you know, as an individual artist, you know, you make what you want to make, can make, what you have, either the ability, that is to say, it can be, you know, the ability to function, making the things, or get assistance, or whatever it takes to get certain things done that you have in mind. And then you see what happens. I mean, that is to say, you know, who responds, how well they respond, etc.
That's true. That's true. Okay, well, let's talk about, I want to talk about Thought Vortex, the Firekeepers Casino, that art reveal by you that was created by your fellow Chicagoan artist, Gwen Yin Chu. I think that's her name.
Wait. Uh, say that again.
The Thought Vortex, the Firekeepers Casino reveal, that art reveal.
Firekeepers
Casino.
Casino.
Yeah, it was an art reveal.
Something that I did recently.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah. I mean,
The Richard Hunt Award, correct?
um,
I'm trying to remember her name. She was picked to, I guess, create the Thought Vortex, and you did the reveal for her at the Firekeepers Casino.
I'm not quite following that. There's a Firekeepers Casino in Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was an art reveal. I thought that was a young lady who got picked by the Richard Hunt Award. I thought that was her.
No, okay, those are very different things.
Different things? Oh, okay.
Okay, so here in Chicago, there were a group of people who would make awards to developing artists, and there are several places around Chicago, parks or something like that, that these young emerging artists will have their work shown. Okay. And so so the committee who had made these awards for some time now, you know, because I've been around Chicago a long time, make a lot of sculpture, one thing or another. They say, well, could we call this the Richard Hunt Award? And I said, well, okay.
Like, why not?
Yeah, and so there's a very nice young lady, very talented. He got the Richard Hunt Award, and so that and what it is, you know, sculptors from Chicago and vicinity can apply, and they can get the Richard Hunt Award and have their work placed in a prominent place somewhere around the city, in a park or something like that. And yeah,
Well,
so that's what happened.
That's nice to have an award named after you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can move on to the next question. Let's see. It's who will be carrying on Richard Hunt's legacy?
Wait, say it again. Start out again.
Who will be carrying on Richard Hunt's legacy?
Who will be carrying on Richard Hunt's legacy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have. Well, okay. Well, you got.
Well, you're.
Think about what that means.
Yeah.
I mean, legacy in terms of making more sculpture like my sculpture, or something like that. I mean, you know, there are uh, you know, young artists or even my contemporaries that were that have been somewhat influenced by my approach, style, etc. And of course, things get handed down. I'd have to go on to say that one of the reasons I make the sculptures that I make, largely out of welded metal, sometimes out of cast metal. When I was a student at the Art Institute, there was, 1930s, 40s, whatever. There was a particular exhibition called Sculpture in the 20th Century, and it had work of many of the sculptors at the time that were emerging as the important sculptures of that early 20th century. A Catalan sculptor, Julio Gonzalez, caught my eye. He made welded metal, welded steel sculptures or iron. And this was on view in the galleries of the Art Institute for a while. And I saw that, and it was very inspiring. Well, then maybe similarly, somebody see my work in a show or see it on some building and said, "Oh, I'd like to do something like that." We'll see.
Where can we go and enjoy your work? Is there like a certain place that we could just go, a museum of Richard Hunt?
Well. I mean, there are different museums that have my work, and then there's some publications, and then I have a website. So there's, yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure to find that out. Well, I wanted to know what's last for you. This is May 22, and you don't seem to be stopping at all. So what's next for you? Vacation, maybe a silver version of landscape variation?
No. I mean, I don't. I just soon spend more time working on sculpture than taking a long vacation. And I mean, I might go somewhere on the weekend, but I mean, I'm not somebody who likes to travel and go here and there, and as I'm older, I think the more time I spend making sculpture, the more I get it sort of out of my system, you might say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're always inspired, it seems, and you really enjoy your work.
True enough, yeah.
Right. Well, okay, last question is pancakes or waffles?
Actually, pancakes.
What? You're a pancake man?
Yeah. Well, waffles, they're a little tedious. The pancakes, there they are. You just cut into them.
Wow, that's wonderful. I just wanted to throw in a little humor. I just want to thank you for allowing me. I'm Quanda with California Crusader newspaper. I thank you for allowing me this interview. I'm honored to have one of your pieces. We're not never sure what to do with it at the house. It's so exquisite and everything is so casual in our home. We're not sure exactly what to do.
Well,
it out.
Well, at least you have it there. And I appreciate the fact that you have it there. And that is a nice touch for you to hold it. Oh, there's one of my.
So I wanted to show you. Well, thank you, Mr.
All right. All right.
Continue blessings on everything that you're doing, and I will be keeping up with you from this day forward.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for interviewing me. All
You
right.
you have a great rest of your week.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.